The whirring of the machines filled Themba's ears. It was a familiar sound. He had been working the midnight shift at the textile company for months. The air was thick with the smell of cotton and oil. Themba glanced at the clock. Midnight. Time to go home. He clocked out and stepped out into the cool night air. The streets of Durban were quiet. Only a few cars sped past. Themba tucked his hands into his pockets and started his walk to the bus stop. He was tired but content. Another night shift done. As he walked, he reached for his wallet. He needed to buy a bus ticket, but his pocket was empty. Panic surged through him. His wallet! He had left it at the factory. He cursed under his breath. He would have to go back. Themba turned and ran back towards the factory. His heart pounded in his chest. The wallet held everything, his ID, his money, his bus pass. He couldn't afford to lose it. He reached the factory gates, out of breath. Thankfully, they were still unlocked. He slipped inside and hurried back to his workstation. Relief washed over him. His wallet was there, lying on the table. He snatched it up and ran back outside. He glanced at his watch. He had missed the last bus. The next one wouldn't be for another hour. Themba sighed. It was going to be a long wait. The bus stop was deserted. Themba sat down on the bench and closed his eyes. He would just have to be patient. He was startled by a voice. "Long wait, isn't it?" Themba opened his eyes. Standing before him was a woman. She was incredibly beautiful. Her skin glowed in the dim light. Her eyes sparkled like stars. Themba was speechless. "The next bus won't be here for another hour," she continued. Her voice was soft and melodic. "I'm also waiting." Themba cleared his throat, trying to find his voice. He didn't want to seem rude. "I'm Themba," he stammered. "What's your name?" The woman smiled, a slow, deliberate smile that sent shivers down Themba's spine. "You can call me Fire," she purred. "Fire?" Themba frowned. "That's an unusual name." Fire tilted her head, her eyes boring into his. "It suits me, don't you think?" she asked. "Tell me, Themba." She leaned closer, her breath hot on his cheek. "Have you seen anyone like me before?" Themba swallowed, suddenly uneasy. He thought of the women in his grandmother's stories, creatures of smoke and flame. "Maybe in Fanin," he whispered. "Or Clermont." Fire threw back her head and laughed. It was a high-pitched, chilling sound. And then she did something that made Themba's blood run cold. She opened her mouth impossibly wide and spat. Her teeth, sharp and jagged, clattered to the ground. But these were not ordinary teeth. They burned with a fiery glow, setting the pavement alight. Themba scrambled back in terror. This was no ordinary woman. This was something else, something dangerous. He didn't wait to see what happened next. He turned and fled into the night, the woman's chilling laughter echoing in his ears.